Today I've got a brand new F1 2026 mod to showcase to you all, brought to you by the Race Project. This is probably one of the most realistic sim racing experiences we've had so far with these brand new 2026 regulations, so let's see what it's all about. So as we got onto the track and meant to have a few practice laps, unfortunately I was not able to do so as I went into turn 1 and my Honda engine decided to blow up on me. I did say it was going to be realistic. But jokes aside, there are very many big talking points about the F1 2026 season, and one of them is about battery deployment. Now on your screen right now I've got a lap comparison up here between two race runs that I was doing. The difference, one is in race mode and the other is in charging mode. Now hopefully in real life there should not be a scenario where the driver should be in charging mode for the whole lap unless it's in qualifying, because this comparison right here is an example of how much the drivers will lose if they really do need to have their battery charged for the whole lap. Both of these laps are race runs and have got the exact same fuel and the exact same setup. The only difference is one is in a recharge mode and the other is in a normal race mode. This is because if a driver doesn't save his battery correctly, he could lose crucial time during the race, seconds upon seconds, and even be a sitting duck to drivers behind them who have been more smarter to recharge their battery and just use their battery deployment in general. We've even seen first glimpses of this with Max Verstappen at the Bahrain test, with him shifting down into lower gears than you normally would into slower corners to save battery deployment. And that's quite crazy because normally you could go into a corner in second gear, but instead people are going into first just to get a bit more recharge so they can use it throughout the lap. And as we come to the end of this lap, the gap between these two laps here, between the race run with the race mode on and the other race run with charging mode on, is about 2.5 to 3 seconds. Now if you do that during the race, that is a lot of time lost just to recharge your battery, but I'm sure there'll never be a scenario where the driver will need to do that. Let's hope not, and if it does, it is going to be one crazy season. Now another massive talking point about the brand new season is the race start procedure. Now on the left hand side I'm going to be applying the throttle very gently and revving the car very slowly as well, releasing the clutch as you'd normally do. On the right hand side here I am revving the car fully, full throttle in, a little bit of a lift of the clutch just before we go, and off we go. And you can see the difference between these two starts. One bogs down like crazy and the other one gets you going straight away, which I found quite crazy because if you don't get this right, you generally could be looking like you're a stalled car on the grid, or even stalled in general, and we already seen first glimpses of that at the Bahrain test. So yeah, could you imagine we get to Melbourne and like all cars just don't move as the lights go out? After many laps of practice, I finally jumped into a Grand Prix and tested myself against AI. I did start smooth as well, nice and slow, and compared to the AI as well, they were very slow taking away, so if I did an aggressive start there, I wonder how many cars I would have gotten to the first corner, but we're not here to try and get through all the field exactly quickly. We're here to have some fun and showcase this mod off. But the thing is, the difference between practice and race is now we've got another mode available, which is Overtake. This is only available when you're within a second of the car ahead, so pretty much similar to DRS, and it becomes available at the end of the lap, and you can use it at any point during the lap. But the thing is, your battery will be used heavily if you do deploy it, so you've got to be smart on when you do. Now modes we can currently use before Overtake becomes available is the boost mode, and we can deploy that at any point during the lap, but obviously it is a big electrical boost as well, so it uses up a lot of our battery. So currently we're in race mode here, but as we get onto the straight we now turn it into quali mode. We're gaining on Lance Stroll quite heavily, but I believe he has also done the same, and we do cap out here. We can't really seem to gain on Lance Stroll as we come to the end of the straight. We try to go for the move, but it's a smart defense system as well, the boost mode, because obviously drivers can use it to attack and defend. Overtake is really where it's going to be at, because if everyone's smart enough they will recharge their battery at certain points throughout the circuit, pretty much similar to the drivers behind or in front, and they could try to use their boost mode at the same time and they might not gain as much as they were hoping for. Now the thing is with active aero for this mod, I do want to point out as well, it's a little bit glitchy now, so it's not perfect. It does open automatically on certain straights, and sometimes when it does open, it opens very late to the end of the straight as well, so it's not quite realistic yet, so that's still a bit of a problem with this mod, but like I say, it's still work in progress. Now luckily for us, at the end of the first lap we were within a second of the car ahead, which is Lance Stroll. Many other drivers were the same, which means Overtake becomes available to them. There's been a bit of collision ahead of us. We've just shot past Lance Stroll in boost mode. We've upgraded our boost mode into Overtake mode. Now as we fly past all these cars, watch the battery deployment at the bottom of your screen. So we went from 60% battery there to 20% by the end of that straight, just by using Overtake. Now that just goes to show how much effective that's going to be in the season, because you've just got to watch when you deploy your battery at certain parts of the track, when you use it, because if you use it like that and you don't get past anybody, then you're going to cost yourself several tenths or even seconds to try and recharge your battery for the next few laps. So even us here, we've recharged our battery to 44%, and we're going to use Overtake again out this last corner to get past the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, because we're in the second of the car ahead. And as we get to the end of the straight, we are back down to nearly 20% again, and now we're right back into charging mode, because as I said, our battery is still quite low, so we've got to try and attack the cars in front, do our race and defend from behind. So it's really a mix between charging and race mode in this scenario, because if you're using Overtake constantly, if you got Overtake available pretty much, and you're using it at places, there's no point in using it, then you're just wasting your battery. But apart from battery deployment, the overall handling of the car is definitely different compared to 2025 cars. They're definitely a lot more understeery compared to what we've seen in the past. That is something we expected, because we do expect these cars to be a lot faster in the straights compared to 2025 cars, but they're also supposed to be a lot slower. Now, we haven't seen the full potential of these cars yet in the F1 26 season. We will see that very soon, but from what I've seen, the cars definitely seem to struggle a lot more in the corners compared to the straights. And for the Race Projects mod, I think they've got it absolutely bang on so far from what we've seen. I have tested all the other F1 2026 mods out there as well. If you do want to try them for yourself, feel free to explore the internet to see which one suits you. But like I say, in this very moment, the Race Projects one is for sure the most realistic and closest we have to the real life season. But even though the mod is released, it's not perfect and it's still a work in progress, so there'll be many more updates coming to this mod in the near future, so I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But for it being a very early stage of the season mod, I would say it is absolutely bang on to what we need currently, trying to test out these brand new 2026 cars for ourselves. Now I'm going to show you a scenario here about wasting battery and saving it at the same time. So I'm very close to Isaac Hadja out the final corner. I could use Overtake. I'm sort of figuring out what to do. I use Boost instead. I realise I'm not close enough. I go back down to race mode, then into charging mode. So you've really got to pick your moment on when you think you're going to overtake the car ahead, because I sort of stuttered a little bit there and I wasn't quite sure what to do, and then I finally decided just to yield and then put it right back into charging mode, so I didn't use all that battery and make it go to waste. So after saving our energy in the first sector, Hadja had done the same, and we deployed our quali mode, which is the boost mode, at the same time, so we couldn't get past him. Fortunately for us, we get a good exit, we get a good run on Hadja up to boost mode, and we decide, you know what, let's get a little bit more deployment and put it into overtake mode, and we shoot right past the Red Bull driver. I'm going to show you a mistake here which could happen in real life. So we're into charging mode here, we're lacking a lot of speed out of the corner. Hadja sees an opportunity and goes for the inside dive and actually regains the place. And I'm assuming Hadja has been playing about with his energy deployment there and has put it right back up into boost mode and seen our speed deficit, and he's went for a late dive and actually managed to catch us off guard, which is actually a real scenario which can happen, and I'm interested to see if it will happen. And now as we come to the end of our 5-lap race, it's going to end very dramatically because we've saved most of our energy deployment throughout the lap. We've caught George Russell, we've just got enough left to use boost across the line as a drag with the Mercedes driver, and we've just nicked P4 away from George Russell. So there you go guys, there is your brand new F1 2026 mod brought to you by the Race Project. The mod should be available later this week. By the time of recording this video, it's currently not out, but hopefully by the time this video is out, the mod will also be out as well. So yeah guys, if you want to stay up to date with F1 content such as gaming, live streaming, etc., be sure to subscribe and follow me on all my social platforms below so you never miss any of my videos. I hope you all have a great day now, take care, and I will see you in my next video.